rarely see. How about Burmese rubies? My birthstone is a ruby. I very rarely get to talk about this one because it is truly one of the world's absolute most coveted and finest rubies. Much like that Sleeping Beauty turquoise Michael brought us in the Today's Special, same story. Rarely see it, hardly available. And this is once again incredible what he's done. That ring, check out that ruby ring. I'm gonna attempt to hold it still so we can get it really, really close. But in the ring, we're talking about a cluster. There's less than 300. It's 1.21 carats, and right now I have 5 through 12. It was saved for our show. In the bracelet, 3 sizes, 6.5, 7, 7.5. That is a 1/2 carat with white zircon, which is a genuine gemstone as well. I have 300 bracelets available. So Michael, I just want to jump right into this as well.
Yes.
This is the world famous Burmese ruby. What makes it so rare and unusual?
Well, basically, it was a year ago I had the opportunity to go to Burma and to visit Mogok. So if you see a map of Burma, there's what they call the Ruby Tract, and right dead center is the town of Mogok. And Mogok, and there I am, they call Welcome to Ruby Land, and Mogok is a valley that's surrounded by 3 mountain ranges, actually elevated. It's about 3,000-foot elevation. And there is all the artisanal miners actually hand sieving and hand mining the incredible Burmese ruby. And it's an incredible place because all the mining is done by the local citizens, and they get to keep everything they mine. They don't work for a conglomerate. They're self-employed. So you have families there mining the ruby, and then they go to the open market that I attended, and I would buy the actual ruby gravel, which I will show you here. And all this is important because, Suzanne, this is what we call in gemology a secondary deposit. What makes this spectacular is that these rubies, about 100 million years ago, formed high up in the mountains that surround Burma. So what happens is, over time, erosion takes those rubies, they go down these rivers, and they fall into this valley. So it's like a natural catch basin for all these rubies that fall down. Now, what happens is that over eons, these rubies become naturally cleaned by Mother Nature, which is why Mogok has supplied the most expensive and rarest rubies known to humankind. Most of the rubies in the British crown jewels actually come from Mogok, and that's where those stones come from.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, I would like you to talk a little bit about the design of the cuff. I love it. I love it that it's delicate, but yet it's got some oomph, and I like that it's kind of springy. It's very easy to wear this cuff.
When we were in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong show in 2019, I saw all the top designers making these wonderful flexible cups. And I said, I can do that too, and I can do that with my stones. So what we do is we insert a hand titanium rod that we pull ourselves, and we twist it. And then we take all these little sections. Now, these are separately cast, Suzanne. So what we do is we cast them, we polish them, we plate them, and then we all insert them into position. So every single one has been done by a bench jeweler. The advantage to this is that it has that springiness, like you said. We do have it in different sizes. It allows you to comfortably stack it. And because of its design, the gemstones always face forward. So if I want to wear it with a watch, I can do that. Now, here on the turntable, I have the actual gem gravel. Do you remember when you were seeing that video of them mining the stones? This is the actual gravel that I bought there. Now watch. How do we separate the rubies? See? You see that fluorescent light? You see those red stones? That is untreated ruby. There it is. And that is exactly how we find it in these alluvial deposits. And this is what we call gem-bearing gravel direct from the open pits that you saw in the video of Mogok. A land that time has forgotten. There's almost no electricity there. And they use all hand tools that date back a millennia, producing the best rubies in the world.
They're just gorgeous. I mean, and everyone, if you're really into collecting some of the highest end gemstones in the world, you always would love to have a Burmese ruby in your collection. It's one of those, again, it's very rarefied air. It's very much like the Sleeping Beauty turquoise in the Today's Special. That That's just things that just you and I can't get a hold of all the time. You know, you don't go to you could even go to an exquisite jewelry store and say, oh, do you have rubies? And they're like, oh yeah, we've got plenty of rubies. They go, no, no, I want a Burmese ruby. And they'll look at you like you're insane. And they'll, can we get back to you on that one? Because chances are they're not gonna have a Burmese ruby. That is truly how very rare they are. And again, Michael, thank you for what you do. You have access and you go to these places, you know, you have direct access to be able to bring it in. And again, I think when you watch these shows, especially since Michael is premiering today and he'll be back, obviously, we'll have some awesome, awesome things coming up. You have to go, how do they do it? That's crazy, it's Burmese ruby. You know, even those of us who do a lot of jewelry, you kind of wonder that. But again, Michael, that is because of your incredible connections. You're able to bring these directly to us.
And honestly, Suzanne, I had to physically go there myself. It's the only way of ensuring that you're getting the real Burmese rubies. You have to actually go to Burma. I went there, actually bought the gem-bearing gravel. Through Brinks, we sent it back to Canada. We had it all cut, and that's how we're able to do it. And what makes it special is this ruby has a very high chromium content. And Suzanne, have you ever heard the term pigeon blood red ruby? That specifically refers to Mogok Burmese ruby. Because in this area, it's the ingredients that are in that ruby that give it that incredible, beautiful hue. Did you notice on the turntable when I was using the black light how it fluoresced? Especially if you're there in Florida, you get this out in the sunshine, they actually literally glow red because of the high chromium content. That's what makes it special.
Oh, that's so cool. It's so awesome. And again, it's one of those open the box moments. You know, I think we do a pretty darn good job showing our jewelry here at HSN, but it's one of those things that when you open the box, it's breathtaking. You know, it's my birthstone, I'm a July baby. And so I've had rubies before, nothing compares to this one. And I've seen a whole lot of rubies, especially when it's your birthstone. Also, please appreciate the cluster. These aren't little seed beads, guys. Look, if I just covered up every other ruby, that's what that one ruby right there with all the precious metal, I bet you that's what you'd get normally for $245 or $254, right?
Oh, yes.
But then multiply that by these giant clusters. These aren't little teeny chips, you know, they're not insignificant little pieces. And I love that soft teardrop. I thought that was very pretty that you made this a very elegant ring in this design.
Thank you. And you're very astute for noticing that with the ruby size, because I'm looking at my notes here. They're almost a fifth of a carat each. So, I mean, they're quite substantial.
Right.
And did you see what the ruby gravel, because these stones travel and it takes so long to get down to the valley, they become tumbled by Mother Nature, so they naturally get smaller. But they become higher grade. So you can see here. See, here's the ruby. Here's the actual ring. And you can see here the rough. So now it makes sense when you see the size and how hard this is to get. But you're right, Suzanne, the value that's there for your customer is much more in this ring because of the individual size. And thank you for pointing that out, because you're right, these are not chips. They're not insignificant. But the color, I mean, okay, come on. You look at that. That's what a ruby should look like.
You're right. And you know what's funny, Michael, is the vast majority of people have only seen inferior rubies. They don't even realize, because there's a lot of bad rubies out there, and normally that's what we can afford. Let's just be honest. If it's your birthstone, you're like, well, I got a little teeny ruby, you know. You can't afford a big ruby like this. You can't afford this kind of quality. You don't have access to it, quite frankly. So thanks again, Michael, to be able to bring it. And that's a great shot of it right there. You can just look at that red. Look at that almost fluorescentivity of it, right? It almost feels like it's fluorescent in a way because of the quality you're getting in one of the rarest gemstones in the world. Now, Michael, in case someone isn't familiar, I'd love you to repeat how you work the metals in your jewelry, because I find this to be really fascinating and very smart, actually.
And it really is, I think, one of the bases of the popularity of this program. Most sterling silver is 7.5% copper. Silver, you have to alloy it to make jewelry. A company just about on the other side of the border here in Buffalo, New York, United Refining, takes pure silver and they take palladium, which is over $3,000 an ounce, and they melt these two together. So instead of using all that copper, they replace a little of that copper with actual palladium. That enhances the metal, it makes it stronger, and basically stops it from tarnishing. Then we take real 18-karat gold, and all that plating that you see on the sides of all our jewelry that we give it that two-tone effect is real 18-karat gold plating that's plated on the side. It either be yellow gold or rose gold, but this is a superior metal. So with this collection, I start off, I mean, I talk a lot about the gemstones, but it's the metal. It's what it's made from. Everything about it is just a little bit better quality, and folks, when you get it at home, you'll feel the difference. You'll see the difference. And that's why, Suzanne, I've been on television in America for 22 years, and I'm so happy to be part now of the HSN family. Thank you very much.
And we are so honored to have you, Michael, with us. And we want to say hi to a fan of yours. Diana from Pennsylvania is joining me. You're on with Michael. Diana, thank you and welcome to his premiere at HSN.
Oh, Michael. I hope you can hear me. My phone is kind of going in and out. My heart leaped out of my chest when I turned on HSN and seen your smiling face. And I just want the customers to know his product is no joke. Anytime you buy any piece from Michael, it's an heirloom piece. I bought a piece 10 years ago. It looks brand new, and it stays brand new. And I just welcome, I'm glad you're back, Michael, because you're the only one I would buy jewelry from. It's plain and simple.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And those words mean so much to me because I worked so hard to put this collection together. And folks, it's true. The quality, how long this will last. You know, why do I use a silver-plated alloy? It is more expensive, but it's better for you because, just like she said, it doesn't tarnish. It looks new year after year. Why do I use Burmese Ruby? Because it's the best. And GIA says that. If you go to their website, it says it's the best. They actually said that. I'm quoting them. Why not? When is it ever wrong to buy the best? It's never wrong to buy the best, and that's what I strive to do, and I'm proud. Notice everything you've seen so far this hour. It's top drawer quality, and that's signature to my collection.
And Diana, thank you so much for joining us. I know your phone's kind of cracking up a little bit, but we appreciate your time. And please call in if you'd like to say hi to Michael. Welcome him to HSN. We're so thrilled he's here. And I think, Michael, you're absolutely right. You know, this is a treat. You definitely want to make sure you mark your calendar when Michael's going to be on the air because he just brings you spectacular. This is a Burmese Ruby. I haven't even offered a Burmese Ruby in years and years and years. And again, big, significant, important. There's so many great terms for this ring. And then, of course, that beautiful bracelet. Now, the bracelet is in 3 sizes. We have 6.5, 7, and 7.5, although I will say it's very flexible. So I wouldn't get too worked up about it. Just go for your general size. In the ring, do I still have 5 through 12, Rob, my fabulous producer? Okay, size 5 is now sold out. I have 6 through 12. 12 is almost sold out. Your gemstone on the cluster, I'm looking it up, is 1.21 carats. And again, this is that world famous mining region. Michael has been to it directly, and that's how he can bring us in prices that I do know if you're new or if you love jewelry and you've never seen his line, you doubt. I get it. I'd be at home going, really, Burmese Ruby? Come on, that's like the best in the world, right? No, just understand, he just has these amazing, after 4 decades of procuring gemstones and jewels around the world, he's got these great relationships, and again, cut everybody out and bring it right to you. That's why now you can get a Burmese Ruby ring. Just incredible. All right, guys, we'll keep you updated on the rest of this in just a few moments, and we will get him back, but now we have some more surprises. I was super excited to do this show because there's some very, very unique pieces, and this truly is one of those. It is